I think you have to be a little bit weird if you like farting, because it's not an art experience, I don't think.
So you wanted to be Tom
I
Paul?
wanted to grow a ponytail, but under waterfall, you get a little smooch, and you're like a bounty advert. It's not on the hole.
I know it's not going to be on the fucking hole, though. Yes, people, how we doing? Welcome back to episode 2 of the Yackaholics podcast. Today's guest had humble beginnings in the little old town of Burnley, Lancashire in England. He went on to become the Bamma world champion. Yep, professional cage fighter. Not a guy to mess about with, but also one of the nicest guys you will ever meet, and also a very funny guy. Before we get into it, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, that'll tell you when there's new videos up. Stay with us, enjoy the chat. I give you Rob Sinclair. Let's go. So, my old mate Rob Sinclair from back in the day. So, you're from, you were like born into, well, not born there, but you come from top of the town.
Top of the town.
Top of the town, eh? Which is ironic because it's at the bottom of the town, isn't it? It's the lowest place in Burnley.
I know.
And
we weren't originally called Top of the Town. I don't know what we were called.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, Sparrow Oak.
Yeah, behind Sparrow Oak, eh? How northern's that? Right behind Sparrow Oak.
Proper Burnley.
Proper Burnley. Yeah, man. And you were a good footballer as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were good. You used to piss me off because you were better than me.
No, I weren't better than you.
And I used to think, like, you know, I wanted to be the best because I was competitive. But
No, we all did, didn't we? It was a good time. A lot of, I used to carry football everywhere with me.
I know.
I had a chess set.
And you had good hair.
I've still got good hair now.
You have got good hair, haven't
I've
you?
got very good hair.
I've not.
I've not been Turkey.
Have you not got your turkey teeth yet?
No.
Have you got turkey teeth?
Oh, fuck.
They look good then.
No, I
just
grew
looked
them
after
myself. They're on my own.
Are they? Get some turkey teeth.
I used to have a mullet, didn't I? Right down there.
I can't remember you having a mullet.
Because I went to Jehovah's Witnesses.
Right, did you? What, and join them?
Well, my dad joined them and I had to go along, didn't I?
Right, okay.
So, some crazy. I need to write a book, I think, don't I? From Jehovah's Witness to chess player to footballer.
A chapter on the mullet.
Oh, no. Anyway, let's move on.
But yeah, you did have good hair. And so basically you went from footballer to, you know,
So
things changed.
Yeah, it was difficult really because my mum had 3 kids. I've still got 3 kids. And I liked a bit of football, but she couldn't really take me places. So I had to do a lot of running up to Burnley Boys Club and that lot. Never really got an opportunity. And then I got an opportunity at Wigan Athletic and I got on. But then I didn't get on.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I got on, they asked me to come back and then they released them all. One of my good friends, Gary, said, and he was there at the time. And I seen him a few weeks later and he'd been released. And he ended up joining the RAF. So I didn't really get a proper chance at it.
Right.
So I ended up joining Padiham then. And it was good. I had some good friends at Padiham. But it was a little bit corrupt. You know, if you were the managers, if you bought him some tickets for the Burnley match or the Man United match you played, and I didn't like that, mate. Proper didn't like it. So after a few years, about 26, I just stopped playing football. Yeah. I never thought I would, you know, Lee.
So is that when you transitioned into MMA? Did you do that straight away? Or
I had my first competition when I was 26.
first fight?
Yeah.
Right.
I've been training about a year. And I just thought I was doing a little bit of Thai boxing, tongue paw shit.
Tongue paw?
We talked about this, haven't we, earlier?
Tongue paw, yeah. What do you call it? Tongue paw? Were you just like kicking inanimate objects and stuff?
Kicking walls and shit. So, around kicking walls. And it's a lonely sport, that. But if I lost on my own. Yeah. And if I won on my own to a certain point, I guess. But in football, you could hide a little bit. And it just annoyed me. So I started doing that, and then I got...
Was there anything that caused you to go into it with any like bullying or anything, or was it just interesting to you?
Like I said, literally, kickbox of the film. I like.
Oh, the kickbox of the film
that's
started.
That's tongue paw, yeah.
So you wanted to be tongue paw?
I wanted to grow a ponytail.
Oh, mate.
And shave my head.
Can you imagine if you had one now?
What, a ponytail?
Yeah, and a shaved head.
No, I remember some of my friends who used to have a shaved head with a fringe, remember that? that haircut.
Yeah, of course.
All the way.
I'm a Burnley Woodie, so God give him right to have that.
So yeah, so I just did. I just wanted to be a Thai boxer. So I trained for about 4 years, just socially messing around while I was playing football.
Yeah.
And just sort of, my brother got into grappling. I got into grappling with him.
Right.
And then I started putting a little bit of size on then, so I can play football as well. And I was a bit fly as a footballer. I was pretty arrogant. So I never really got on with the managers and all. If I didn't agree with the decision, I had an attitude about it.
Right.
Proper attitude. So that's probably why I never got a chance to play as well at a higher level.
Yeah. Youthful arrogance, isn't it?
I was a new best, and now I'm coaching a little bit for my son's football team.
Yeah. I mean for me as a dancer when I was younger, I had youthful arrogance and ego. I mean, ego kind of like drives you a bit, doesn't it?
Without
it can
doubt,
be
I love it, mate.
A motivating factor, ego can be.
Well, it has to be, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah.
In my opinion, it has to be. If you've got no ego, you can have unhealthy ego and arrogance and all that, but if you don't have an ego, I don't think you're going to strive to do as well. That's my opinion.
I agree. But it's like you said, it's healthy ego and unhealthy ego.
Of course there is.
And it's kind of...
But nowhere, I won't be anywhere I've got to without it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got to think you're the best, haven't you? To a certain element, you've got to think you're the best.
Yeah, confidence in yourself,
Yeah, of course
isn't
it is, yeah. It's got a pube.
You got a pube on your face?
No.
In your mouth? Bro?
I think so.
Geordie put a pube on your bro. Be one of hers.
Oh, no. You're a dead long one, is that?
She don't share very much. I'm joking.
Has she not shared since 1972?
She's going to kill me when she hears that.
Just one long pube?
Yeah, just one pube. So you got into your fighting. You told me about Michael Bisping. So where did he come into it?
He was training in the Black Knights in Burnley, wasn't he? He was predominantly a kickboxer and he gravitated towards MMA.
Right.
And he was DJing. Anyway, he was the only person around who was doing it. I'd seen it. I'll tell you where I'd seen MMA, cage fighting. I think it was Magaluf on one of them tellies. They had like a sports bar.
All right, yeah.
Right. I think it was like Tank Abbott or someone like that, someone really old.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Tank Abbott,
you don't like him. Right. No?
we'll have a comparison Tank Abbott here.
You're like a big Tank Abbott.
Yeah.
So I was just watching, I thought that. Anyway, we came back and Mick started training him a little bit first and I joined along. And I took to it like water.
What was that club called? Did it have a name, the club? Or was it just where Michael Bisping trained?
Clitheroe.
Just over Clitheroe. Clitheroe.
So yeah, went training over there for a bit and had 3 or 4 fights under him. And then I ended up leaving because he went to America. He'd won that show on it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Contenders were it? That's what it was. I know what you mean, yeah.
The UFC thing. What's it called, that?
I thought it was Contenders.
Yeah, whatever it's called. Something like that. And he didn't won that, so we had to go over there.
Yeah.
Good guy, you know what I mean?
Is he a good guy? I've never met him.
Yeah, he had a healthy, sometimes unhealthy, but we all do have an unhealthy and an healthy.
He'd probably have made that himself, wouldn't he?
But that was his character, do you know what I mean? And it worked for him, so I ended up moving over to Manchester. Not moving clubs.
Yeah. Is that Predators?
Yeah, I went over to Predators and I got on, me and Gav. Gav's a bit of a strange character. I get his humour though. We clicked, we worked.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I was there for a good few years and, we've done really well. So, quiet gym. Some good fighters in it. But I don't really go over as much. Well, I don't really go over these days. Because I've got a child, you know what I mean? I've got a life here.
Yeah.
I need to go and see him again, actually. I'll see you soon, Gav.
Yeah. You're feeling guilty now, aren't you?
Well, no, I'm not feeling guilty. He's got a good gym going down there. He's a good guy.
Yeah. What's your favourite memory of like, say let's do 2 parts, so what's your favourite memory of training?
Training?
Yeah.
Oh, no, none of it, no. I didn't like training.
You didn't like it?
No. Well, I did and I didn't because it's tough training, right?
Different than a fight.
Yeah, it's different than a fight. It's not as nerve-wracking as a fight, but you get a lot of injuries from there. Sometimes you can't be arsed. Sometimes you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was training 3 times a day. I didn't get to see the family at the time as much. People going on holidays, lads' holidays, whatever. Had to miss out. Nights out.
The dieting and stuff as well.
Oh, yeah, bloody hell, tell me about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't
like
really...
that, did you?
Who does?
Yeah,
it's a bit weird if you like dieting, aren't you?
Yeah.
But it was back when I was... So I guess my era was sort of the second wave of MMA coming through, like your Ian Freemans and your Ian Butlins and your Mark Weirs and all them lot weren't really a big thing then. I think they had a UFC at Royal Albert Hall in London or Manchester, wherever.
Right.
And
London.
is it in London?
Yeah, Royal Albert Hall. Yeah.
Well, that's where I'm sure they had a show down there. And then there was a second wave of people, and I think I was in the second wave of people.
Right.
When it was just starting to take off. So dieting and learning about training methods were a little bit. It weren't like it is now. You know a lot more now about diet and all. I'd like have a spinach leaf for my breakfast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then go and do a marathon or run. And then I'd have a peanut for dinner or something. You know what I mean? I don't take you piss or something like that, but just literally eating no. But it's a lot better now these days. But training, I enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I was clever, you see. I was very, very clever. I could pick up things really, really fast. So I'd be shown once and I'd remember it for...
I mean, you've always been a bit like that, haven't you? That you pick stuff up fast, like you were that at football.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I think it's from the chess background. You know, I've mentioned this a few times in previous.
Yeah, you play chess as well, don't you?
Yeah,
Into
still
chess,
do now, yeah.
Yeah, good player apparently.
What do you mean apparently? Don't right.
Are you the king?
No, I'm all right. I'm good. I'm decent.
Yeah.
So I picked it up really well, and me and Gav bonded. He explained it, and I understood it really, really, really quick. We went to Brazil. We went to America. Went around the country. Did well.
Yeah.
So that's.
So did you train with what they call Gracies? Right?
No, I went to Brazil in 2010. At the time, I wanted some time off work, sabbatical, and the boss at the time, it was Connaught, then wouldn't give it us. So I went to the doctors and got a sick note because I was going to Brazil. He wouldn't let me go. I'd already booked it.
Yeah, got you.
So I went to the doctors and I started crying in front of the doctor. Should have been an actor, shouldn't I? Started crying. So they gave me some time off work. So I went to Brazil, training over there. And I trained with a guy called Rodrigo Antunes. Nice guy. Just been over now. And we went to Brazilian top team and it was a bit of a shit show really there. So we ended up like training around this big lake in Rio de Janeiro and just fucking about really. Not really training. We went training with Rodrigo and he took us to Hoyle Gracie.
Yeah.
So we did a few sessions with him.
Right, cool.
Yeah, good guy, good strong guy. He's about this big and he's fucking solid.
Powerful unit, like.
Solid, yeah.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it was a good experience. We lost our bags for 3 days, so we were a bit. He didn't get off to the best start, but good experience. We were there for 2 weeks, so I came back with a suntan in winter.
Feeling good.
And boss is like, are you still stressed and all that? I said, no, I'm all right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're looking like you got a bit more colour.
You know, surfing and everything.
Okay. So what about your favourite fight? What was your favourite fight?
Fucking hell, mate. None of them.
No?
It's in the way.
No, it's alright, go on.
None of them. I think you have to be a little bit weird if you like fighting. Because it's not an art experience, I don't think.
Yeah, getting punched and kicked.
Well, it's nerve-wracking. I mean, you're going out there and anything can happen.
All right, let me put it like this to you then. What fight...
All right, I know what you're going to say. Right, so...
No, hold on a minute. Which do you look back on and think, we're on really good form?
So, I fought a guy called Daniel Virgil. He was like really, really good at the time. He was a weight above me, natural, and he'd come down. And he's fought since. I think he's fought for the Bellator belt.
Was he the guy where you hit him and then he kind of like staggered backwards and you leg it over and just knock him out clean out?
I did that quite to a few of them, to be fair.
Yeah, but...
There was a German guy, came out to 3 lines on a shirt.
Yeah.
Take it piss.
Rubbing the English
Rubbing it in a little bit. Yeah, I mean, at the NEC. And I was expected to lose, to be fair. He was a good fighter. And I beat him in about 3 minutes.
Wow.
So that was a good one. Obviously, everyone knows about the Andre winner fight. That was a tough fight for both of us, really. Managed to get that win. And I won't say my last 2, because I took what I'd done, you see, towards the... I'll go on to it in a minute, but I fought a guy called Michael Brightman. I just fought in America after my knee injury that I had. And I didn't really put a performance on there. I was more about getting in there, getting it done, and coming away on hurt. And I fought again 8 weeks later. And
yeah. Did you ever do any snidey manoeuvres, any little cheating things?
Always, mate. Always.
Did you?
Oh, without a doubt.
How did you cheat, Rob? Tell me about your cheating.
I need a couple link balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. One guy.
Let's go.
It was stood up. He was around my waist, ready to when I give him a little nut, which you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Held the cage quite a few times. You know what I mean? Held the glove. We're cheating all the time.
Yeah.
We're all cheating all the time.
Everyone does it.
More. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying like going in there with a knife or a grenade or all like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, we're not trying. It's a survival mode, mate. You do anything you can to win. I'm not.
Yeah. And everybody's up to that a bit, aren't they?
To a certain extent. I mean, if you're getting punched in the face, mate, you're going to hold the gloves. You're not supposed to hold the inside of the gloves, for example. Right. You know the glove there?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that, but we do. You're not supposed to hold the cage when you're being...
But it happens.
You do, don't you?
Yeah.
So we've all got an element of dirtiness.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
But yeah, they were good fights.
So who did you win your world title? What was your world title fight?
Well, when I won it,
Yeah.
I was the British champion. I fought a guy called Aidan Maron and I beat him. Mm-hmm. And then I got offered a fight on Bamma, right? And that was up and coming show. And I was fighting a guy, I think he was like the Cage Rage champion of featherweight. He came up. They offered me the fight. So I took the fight at Camden Town.
Yeah.
Big show down there.
London, yeah.
And I beat him in a couple of minutes. Like, and that show sort of rocketed. Then that started going on TV, and then I went on like Channel 5 or 5 Star, and I think he went on like Dave and South, a few channels. So it started to get a little bit of exposure. Mm-hmm. So that's where I won that, and I defended it like 4 times. But because it was so big, everyone wanted to fight on the shows.
Yeah.
So I only fought about 4 or 5 times on that show. Should have fought a lot more. But everyone was trying to get on the show. So, but yeah, I won it then in 2011. I think it was 2010, something like that.
What contributes to like because you think about your fitness and stuff like that. Was there anything else that you had to do to get you selling like a winning mentality? Like, is there any psychologists in that business, or is there any?
There is nowadays. I mean, back then I don't think so. You have your trash talking and all that. But see, one of my main attributes is I'm pretty clever IQ wise.
Yeah.
I knew how to win. I knew how to stay safe. So
is that to do with like, they say they've got like a fighter's brain?
I'd say so. I was very, very, very clever.
Staying composed.
Just
and
knew
thinking
how to
about
win.
it. Yeah.
I could think a few steps ahead. Yeah. So if there was an arm in a certain position, I knew where we were going to go next, where I'd have to go and then go again. Mm-hmm. I can't really explain. It's like a chessboard, I guess. I was thinking ahead of him.
Yeah. Was like when you was hanging around Burnley, did people treat you different because they now knew what you did?
And the MMA, after the MMA?
Yeah.
You start to get like free haircuts, free clothes, free this, free that. Everyone's buying your drink.
Yeah.
It was good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, but what I didn't want to try and do was when I'm going on a night out with my friends who are maybe yourself, Mark, Fat Mick, all these people.
Fat Mick. I like Fat Mick. He's a good lad.
Oh, it's funny, isn't it? All these people and all that. When people would come over and say, "When's your next fight?" Pictures, blah blah blah. I weren't arrogant towards them to say like, "Leave me alone," or like that. But not to the point where I was dissing my mates. You know what I mean? Like, cheers, mate. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you got a lot of that. I think I was one of the first in Burnley to do it, so it was new.
You definitely was.
You know.
You definitely was, yeah.
And there's been a couple since. Obviously, Mick's done it. Some of the Burnley lads have done on the show, the Burnley Brawl. A new lad, Schweb, who's very, very good in that.
Right.
So it's.
Where did Mark Palmer come into it? We have a mutual friend, Mark Palmer.
All the time.
He was just coming to your shows, yeah.
Standing at the end of bed.
Yeah.
Weird, isn't it? No. I've known him years and years. I knew from when you knew him.
Yeah. I
might have even known him before you, really.
I think you might have done.
Because he says his uncle.
Yeah.
Because he was a great dancer, wasn't he?
There's a character here, so.
I know, I love him. So. I see him once every 3 months or so. Comes round to my house.
Yeah, this is brilliant. I love him too.
But yeah, I've known him years, but I weren't really that close to him.
Yeah.
Which I weren't on the scene when you were there with him.
Yeah.
And then, I'd say that when I was like 40, we started to get really close. Not 40, he was 40, me.
So like, I always got the feeling you liked having him there when you were going to fight. Why was that? Because he just made you laugh and kept you...
Yeah, it kept me calm. So he came in the back for one of my last fights.
Yeah.
He came in the back because I'd made a deal with Bamma to have him there, realising I'll fight on your show after the American show if you can come. Yeah. So he's been he's been like my second dad, probably similar to yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yeah. Older brother to me, like Mark Palmer's always like.
How old is it? 53, innit?
Yeah.
54.
Yeah. I mean, for me, Mark was kind of like always instilling confidence in me and pushing me.
Well, he weren't doing that with me.
Well, he was with me.
Must have liked you more.
Yeah. So basically, it was when I was 18 or 19, I went round to his house and he's like, fill that in, fill it in. And I'm like, what is it? He's like, it's your provisional driving licence form.
Oh, was he doing it for you? Sorting it all out?
Sorted it all out for me.
Yeah.
Get your driving.
In terms of the MMA side, he was always said, he's good to have around.
Yeah.
I've told him a few times or something, you're being a bit negative today, mate. You've been there when I said it.
Yeah.
But he's more cautious, but he's a good guy, and I've got through a lot of shit from him in the last.
Yeah. He was always pushing me and always like, you know, I think sometimes he still makes me Sunday dinner.
Was there?
Yeah, well, he did do for years anyway. And
He don't make me Sunday
just in
dinner.
case I turned up, you know. And every time I go round, it's, you know,
I've got
can I
a
have a bag of crisps, Mark? And it's like, what the fuck are you asking me for? You've been coming to me for years.
As I've grown up, mate, I found that not everyone's your friend, are they? No. Not everyone's your enemy as well. And I've got my circle really small now. Mark's in the circle, you know. And I've got about 4 or 5 friends that I proper know that they're my friends. Where when I was doing the MMA, I thought I had more friends than I did. And then when the MMA stopped, you didn't hear from these people. So it's like, right, okay. Which was difficult to take. I'm sure you've had it with your breakdancing, you know. Big party laugh that was missing. So, but yeah, Mark's a good guy.
He is as a character. So yeah, so the beginning of the end, when was that? When you had your accident?
No, I wouldn't say when I had my accident. Well, mentally, no. Physically, probably, yeah. Because mentally, it was like, this is not finishing me off this. No way. Because I was about 3 weeks out or 2 weeks out from a big fight in America for a big payday in a tournament format where I'd have won quite a lot of money and fought for the belt, and I'd had an accident. And when I'd done the accident there, the doctor says to me, you're not competing ever again. You won't play football. You won't do any of this. You're done. You're pretty much done.
Do you say you won't walk properly? And
Well, they
stuff
probably
like
say you have a limp and, you know, you can't. You're done. You're proper done. And I just thought, no way, mate. I don't care what anybody says.
It was like a Rocky montage, weren't it? You coming back, you know what I mean? It was just like Rob's training.
I just didn't care what anybody said, right? And it was dangerous at the time because I could have slipped, fall, gone back to square one and all that. And this is where Mark come in well. Mark and my mum and a few close people. And I thought, there's no way. So mentally, I was like, no, this made me even stronger now, right? But physically, I didn't want the injury to happen again and do all the 2 years hard, because I went to America 2 years after the incident and competed over there. And I didn't want to go back to that point. At the very beginning of the injury, I was like, I don't care, whatever happens, I'll break my leg again. I'm just going to try my best. And as 2 years creeped up and I'd worked my way back, then physically I couldn't do it as well because I was too cautious of hurting my knee again.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But mentally, like, it made me a lot stronger.
Yeah.
I can do that, I can do anything. This is why I say to some people who are hurt, you know what I mean? You just need to be super, super positive. Keep your circle small of positive people and come back. So, in a way, it was the beginning of the end physically. And I'd also started falling out of love with it as well.
That's it, isn't it? I've got a friend called Evo, who's like a 3 times world champion breakdancer and stuff. And he said that he was dancing for a couple of years after he'd kind of lost that hunger. And he says, I was just going through the motions. Yeah. That's what he says. And I got it with my dancing. I remember the hunger had kind of died, or it was on its way starting to die, and I could tell. So
when I'd done my leg injury, right, I knew this wasn't going to last forever. I thought, right, I need to come back for myself, right? I need to compete over in America to prove that I was good enough, and to all these people who put faith in me and all this. So I competed in America. I already knew, I told a few people that I was going to retire straight after the fight there.
Right.
I need to get in, do what I'm going to do, win, lose or draw. So I won't even bother about winning. And as soon as I'd lost in America, a decision I'd lost, I retired on the spot. And I told some people already knew. As the weeks went by, I was like, I can't leave it on that. So then I competed again 8 weeks later. And I fought Michael Brightman and I beat him. And I should have retired then.
Yeah.
And I did again.
Yeah, right.
Right? I did. Right, I'm done. And when I retired, when are you fighting next? Can I get tickets and all that started to stop? And I missed it a bit. Do you know what I mean? And I thought, I feel like just a regular person now. After 10 years of being put on a little bit of a pedestal from the MMA side of things. And I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
The humbling.
Yeah. And also, I had nothing to aim at.
Yeah.
That purposelessness. I didn't have a goal. You know, some people are saying, why don't you do a marathon? I don't want to do that.
Really, you're held up as an identity. And sometimes we try and cling to that identity, and really we should accept change.
I missed him.
We have to accept change. Yeah.
This is why I unretired and retired and unretired and all that, because I missed that. Like,
C4.
it was a bit of jealousy kicked in. It was like, I want that. You know, the new generation you were talking about coming through, and I thought, I want that back again. So I come out of retirement again.
Yeah.
All for the wrong reasons, and all for people coming up to me in the street when you're fighting again. That's what it was for. It wasn't to get in there and win and enjoy that, because I didn't enjoy that no more.
With the dancing, I can remember my last competition, and it was down in Wales, and this bunch of kids just competed against me and a couple of my mates, and they just wiped the floor with us. And nowadays, when I watch dancing nowadays, and I still know a couple of my mates are Olympians, they're in next Olympics and stuff, representing Britain, and like they do sets now, like one throwdown that literally beats everything they ever did put together. Yeah. They're just supreme athletes.
Well, I say this to Mark, right, and there's not dishing anything Mark did, but it's a whole new world now in breakdancing. I don't know much about breakdancing, but I know when someone's doing something good and someone's not. So Mark might do this top rock or whatever back in these the videos, and he's just not competing. But he does like to bring it back and say, I could do that, and I think maybe you could back then, but not now. You can't do it now.
Oh, not now. No.
You know what I mean?
I think that's what it means. So I think like you do, like it's that young guy in your head thing. You know, you do look and you think, I had the right. I think what it's about is mentality, and it's you know what it takes mentally to push yourself to a place where you can achieve. That's something not everybody has. Some people can learn it. Some people can't.
No.
But that's what he means. It's like he knows that back then when he was in his prime,
Yeah, he could have maybe done it. Yeah,
he could have, and he would have done, because that's Mark all over.
I know, it's stubborn, isn't it? I mean, with mine at the very very beginning, the attitude was that they can break my arm, I'm still going to win. You know, win at all costs and all that, break my arm. And as I'd gone through injuries in the gym and then sat out for a month here and all that, as it went along, so let's say this is the timeline there, 1 to 10 years, as I got to 3 and 4, I thought, I don't want to get injured actually. You know what I mean? So I was less brave in the ring, right? Where before I might throw a kick to clash shins. It's like, mine breaks, that mentality. As I went on, I was like, no, and then I started getting hurt a bit more because the level goes up, right? And you get hurt a bit more, then you're out and all, and you're limping, you can't do all, and it got to the point where it's like, I don't want to get hurt now, because it affects you long term. So when I see these young ones going, you know, like, I don't care if I get hurt, I think, you fucking will do.
Yeah.
It's not fun. I mean, someone had me in an arm lock, breaking it the wrong way, and it popped 3 times, pop before the last bell. You know, the tendons were pulling, were stretching, and I didn't give up, Later on in my career, I tapped it away, because it's not worth what I was getting.
Yeah,
for the injury. I can't straighten my arm now. It's gonna, right?
Yeah, rest of your life.
So, as time went along, it was like I was safer then, trying to be safe, trying not to get hurt. Then I'm not performing to what I could use to perform, because weren't worth being out with a broken leg for 6 months. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So that's where it went. I think most people will go that way. It's horrible getting hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You sat on a fucking bed, you're pissing in the bucket for 6 months.
You've got the rest of your life to live, haven't you?
You do.
So, well, there we go.
And I towards the end, I tarnished the reputation a bit by taking far too long to take that I weren't committed to, and I lost my last 2.
Normal.
I lost my last 2. You know what I mean? Which, if you go on YouTube now, it shows them 2. It doesn't show the earlier ones because YouTube weren't as prominent as it is now. So people go on and see me lose my last 2. It's like, that's not really doing it justice. But
this is identity loss, because people, you know, they give you that identity of what you do.
Yeah.
Rob Sinclair, the MMA fighter.
Yeah, and it was gone, weren't
leader
it?
dancer, and after that, when you're not competitive anymore, you might still be in the scene, but you're looked at differently because you're not competitive, and you do go through an identity loss, and that's a big thing for a person. That it really is.
I'd done that. I'd done that. So I beat this Marco Brahman, and there's all glamour and all that, and I jumped on the ring, and then 2 weeks later it gone back to normal, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
So then I thought the only way I can get these accolades back, I guess, is by taking another fight that I didn't want to take against the guy I should have easily beat, really. No disrespect to the guy. And I wasn't motivated to fight. I'd had an issue with my son at the time, which is another story. You know what I mean? So I had all that. And I lost that fight. I thought I won, to be fair, but I wasn't. Mentally, I weren't in it. Weren't in it at all. And then I retired again. So that's the 3rd time. Right? And then again, 6 months later, got put a bit of weight on. Motivation had gone in all aspects because it's a big part of my life. So I took another one in Dublin.
Wow.
And again, I didn't want to be there. And I thought, this needs to stop now.
Yeah.
I need to accept it and let it go. That I'm not physically, I was all right physically, but I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. If the
hunger shifts, doesn't it? It's like,
that last fight that I had in against a guy called Paul Redmond, who's a nice guy and he's a good fighter and all that. If they'd have said to me an hour before fights off, I'd have been quite happy with that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean there?
Yeah.
Or the day before or something like that. Because it was just, I didn't want to do it. When I was doing the weight cut, because you lose a lot of weight, I had to get down to 11 stone, and I'm not to about 13. So I had to lose like a stone in the sauna the day before or the day on the day. Intimate weight.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not even doing this because I enjoy it no more. But I wanted everyone to praise type thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because it feels good.
I can admit that now.
Yeah,
I can admit that now because at first I wasn't admitting that, but I'm like, it's true. It's true for us all. Footballers.
You know what? With the dancing stuff, and Palmer still probably gets it. Sometimes going to Burnley and I go and do a windmill, and I'm like, fuck off! I can't even get off settee now. We ain't making a noise. What you on about?
Yeah.
I got fucking 47. You know, and
So,
they still hold, and they always will with you. You'll always be a champion fighter in their eyes.
What I was doing, I was looking back and living there.
Yeah.
Where I was.
Yeah, of course.
Do you get me there? Yeah. And it was affecting like relationships or family relationships or time with my son or whatever it was affecting, just mentally. And then last year, even up until last year, part of me still missed it. I missed that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There.
Who you was.
Yeah. So last January, I'm talking to my friend Mark Berry. He's a really good friend of mine. And I just said to him, I need to do 6 months sobriety. No beer.
I remember
no
you doing
winning,
this, yeah.
No mushies. No fatty foods. No going out. Nothing. No social media. And I had to do it. And that was brilliant, that, for me. That helped me a lot, I must admit. Cleared my head. Because I suppose what I was doing, I was looking on social media and looking at people coming up, the new generation, comparing myself to what I could. Do you get me there? I'd have beat that guy back in there, even up until last year.
Yeah.
So I had to do a 6 month total break from everything. And it was brilliant for me.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. And I met Charlotte then after that.
That's another thing, like my friend Evo, who I said was 3-time world champion, he says a lot of the time when he's watching dancers now, he says this guy in my head, it's like, I could wipe floor with him. I could destroy him.
Yeah.
And it,
But now I don't look back and want to live there. You know, I look back and admire it, but I don't live there now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're a different person now.
Yeah, I was a different person, younger, you know. Physically, I'm still okay.
Yeah.
I am 44 years old. I still compete with younger guys and all that, and that's a driving factor. But I just don't want to do it no more. Didn't want to do it no more. And I didn't want to be that guy who's riddled with arthritis when my son's asking to play football.
Yeah.
Do you get me there?
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah.
I look back and admire it now and go, but I also don't throw it out in people's face and live there.
So what's that taught you about yourself?
What?
That like, I mean, we said like the humbling, don't we? It's like a humbling experience. But what's that taught you, that it's all right to?
Well, I think like I look at my life like, I suppose we all do, like chapters. You know, chapter at school, chapter at college, that chapter's closed now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to drag that chapter out where it turns boring or turns sour or turns whatever. I'm on to my next little chapter now. You know, and I've met Charlotte now, right? And now that's my next chapter. That.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's super good for me.
Yeah.
She's
Looks
lovely.
after you.
She looks after me. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's absolutely amazing. Honest to God, she really is. So that's my next chapter now, and I can look back and go, I'm happy with what I did there. Not many people get a chance to have the opportunity or the skill or whatever to do that. So yeah, it's a good experience in my life. You know what I mean? Part of it.
So what's next? Is it just settling down more and bit of training here and there?
I'm going to keep training all the time. I think you can.
Yeah.
It's like a bike, leaving a bike outside. It'll rust if you don't keep oiling the thing.
Yeah.
I don't really teach these days, you know, so I'm not overly bothered about living sort of my dreams through somebody else. I'm not bothered about that.
Yeah.
I just want to.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing, isn't it? I think that's why I got into teaching with Mark.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to live my dreams through someone else. And
yeah, no, I didn't want to. I mean, I've had a couple of really good fighters and all that, but I want to. Life goes so fast, as you'll know yourself, being 57, right?
Cheeky bastard.
Oh, how old did you say?
47.
47.
Do you want me national insurance number as well while you're digging?
Why? What's that for? I've got two of them.
I've got Alzheimer's, I can't remember it.
What? I want to do like. I don't want to get. I see my parents, right? They've gone old, right? And I've seen them get old, and the only reason I've noticed them getting a bit older, they're not ill and all like that, and I just like it goes so fast.
Yeah.
And I don't want to waste any time, so I'm trying to do fun stuff. I'm going to Morocco with Charlotte, and we're going to Turkey. I'm trying to do, you know, we're going to do this NC 500 and stuff like that. Do stuff for my son.
Scotland, yeah.
In Scotland, yeah. And enjoy my life because it's scary. I had a joint once, right, and I was
Once. Fucking once.
I had to stop doing it because I kept eating munchies.
Yeah, yeah.
And I went into I was watching TV, and there was this, and I sort of started thinking about getting old and dying. Fucking shit me up, to be fair. You know what I mean? So I've not had one since. And I thought, I don't want to get to my 70s or 80s and wish I'd have done stuff, regretted not doing stuff, if you know what I mean. So now I'm trying to plan all these different things, and I even talk to elderly people when I'm working in their houses and say, what would you give? What advice would you give to a young 44-year-old?
Nice try.
Don't edit that out. What advice? You know what I mean? They'd like say, don't regret doing, regret nothing and all that. So, but it's been a ride. It's not over yet, but that part is.
Yeah, I think what with like when you get to that stage when you realise like life does go pretty fast. I think that kind of like pushes you. Did you fart then? Or was that your shoe?
No, you burped.
I didn't burp. I was talking.
It stinks, that.
Well, that's your fart.
It's your breath. You smell like fat Nick.
That's what you farted then. Anyway, but I think if once you kind of like realise that you've got to pay attention to life again. When you're in the mix and you're living your life and it's all fast, you sometimes you're not taking notice of it.
Yeah, it bypasses, can't it?
But if you can stay present with it and look at it and see it for what it is and like,
Well, I'm never going to be as young as I am now, do you know? And I remember being 40, my 40th, and that was 4 years ago, 48, 50, and it does scare me a little bit really, but it's inevitable, innit?
You're immortal, mate.
I'm what?
You're immortal anyway, your energy.
You're immortal. What did you call me?
Immortal.
What does that mean?
Called you a turtle.
No.
Like neck like that.
You see, I've lost some weight on my neck, to be fair.
Don't be getting all anxious about it. I'm only joking.
I've been on Slimming World. But yeah, so, good times then. But I don't live there no more. Like I just said, I don't live there no more. I did.
Yeah, moving forward.
Move forward. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm just gonna have some fun.
Well, it's like you say, you're a smart guy though, and I know you've talked about like property and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. So I bought an house. I did some. So what I did last year when I did that 6-month thing, I thought I'm gonna have to do something I don't want to do. Right? I'm going through the motions of going training. Gets a little bit boring. Going out, having a drink, whatever. And so I need to do something I don't want to do. So I do a skydive, done that. So I did rode a horse. Learned how to ride a horse.
Oh, rode a horse.
Yeah.
I did rode a horse.
Is that what I said?
I thought, what's rode
So I
a
learned
horse?
how to ride a horse. I didn't want to do that.
I thought it was a new powerful street drug, rode a horse.
I'm going to start rapping in a minute. So I did that and I bought some property and I did some stuff I didn't want to do. And then forced myself, discipline-wise.
Have you got any photos of you on the horse? I'd love to see that.
No.
Did you have on the helmets on?
First one I did, I had a back brace on and everything. I was like a proper nerd. I was too big for horse. And I'm not the tallest guy. And it weren't Shetland before anyone starts commenting or whatever.
Yeah, great little bastard.
But I didn't want to do it. I just thought I'm going to do something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Just to do it.
I wonder what you'll do next. What you don't want to do. Like what? Because you are a person that challenges yourself.
Rapping.
Yeah, do some rapping, yeah. Get into some rap battles. You playing with your nipples there?
Just touched this microphone, didn't I?
Oh, it's alright, Don't worry.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, isn't it? Yeah. So, Charlotte, you've got Charlotte, your parent, that stuff's kind of like in the past, but you look back at it and you delve into a bit of training here and there. Yeah.
So Charlotte's my future going forward with my son, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Provided I don't piss her off too much.
Do you reckon she could have you?
Probably,
yeah.
But she's like my focus now, you know.
Is that why when she was on that video with you and there was like a waterfall, and do you remember?
Oh, in Malham.
And you were like, oh.
I set that up, that.
Did you?
I set that up. So what I'd done, right, I was doing my 6-month cleanse thing. And when Burnley won the league and they went downtown, and they did the parade, and I seen her with a friend. I went, oh, Charlotte's there. And I've known her quite a few years.
Right.
So I went to her, like, all right, how you doing? I punched her on the arm. Not like you do when you're 9, when you flirt with someone.
Is that the MMA version of flirting?
No, do you know when you're young,
punch him.
When you're like 10 and you're playing kiss chase or whatever you're playing, and you're And I went, hiya. And she went, what the fuck? Anyway, and then I went up to my mate and said, have you just punched her? And I went, yeah, I know, I don't know why I did that. Anyway, so then I carried on with this, that was in May, carried on with this sobriety thing. June was when I was going to have my first little drink. Mm-hmm. And then she posted on, what she'd done, I'd messaged her about work. It weren't even a flirty way, right? Because I'm just proved I couldn't flirt by punching her, right? And she read it and didn't reply. So I went, well, fuck you. Block. Or friend or whatever.
In a little assault?
In assault, because I thought she thought I was trying it on, and I weren't. I was being genuine.
Yeah.
Then she messaged me 2 days later or a day after replying to me and followed me. So I followed her back. Anyway, nothing happened. Then about a month later, she was playing chess with her son. And I said, of course, put your piece to there. And we got chatting. Anyway, a few days later, we arranged to go to the waterfall place, Malham Cove.
Yeah.
And I set that up. She thinks she set it up, but I set that up.
Right, okay.
For under waterfall, and get a little smooch. And like a Bounty advert.
Bounty, the taste of paradise.
Wow.
It was like a ski advert. So that was the first time. That was like in July or something.
Right, wow, fucking hell.
And I thought, this ain't going anywhere because I'm not.
But we can all see you in love like that. We can see it.
She's nice. She's a good one.
Yeah.
Less of her now. She's had too much.
Yeah, she was stop talking about it.
Stop talking about it. Let's talk about yours.
She get big ego, won't she? Two ex-famous people.
but we get on really well because we don't argue at all. No, and if there is a problem, it's usually me that's being assaulted for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So
communication's everything, isn't it?
Yeah, no, she's honestly she's
good communication. Yeah.
So she's got a house, I've got 2. So eventually when we do move in, we'll have a bit of property there. So maybe we might delve into that a bit. I don't know.
With your MMA stuff, do you still see yourself as a fan of it? Are you still like mad into watching it, or has it just gone out your life a lot?
No, it's gone out of my life in that aspect. Like someone will say to me, "Did you watch UFC last night?" And I'll say, "Oh no, it was on."
Yeah.
So I'm not following it. I never really followed it like that anyway. But in terms of training, I follow it there.
Yeah.
You know, like learning new techniques and stuff like that. But I promised myself this year I'm going to do a jiu-jitsu competition.
Really?
To do something I didn't want to do. Because I don't need to do that. You know, because I've...
Yeah. You got a new belt recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I got... Yeah, well, 2 years ago now, black belt.
Is it? Right.
But I was going to do it because I don't want to do any competitions because of I don't want to get hurt, really. You know, when...
Yeah.
Get knee ragged or whatever.
Yeah.
But I promised myself I was going to do one this year, and it's on my list the first quarter, and it's coming to the end of the quarter, and I've not done it yet. So I need to do something I don't want to do. But
put yourself out of your comfort zone.
That's the word, isn't it? That's the exact word that I need to say. Put myself out of my comfort, be uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's where learning takes place, isn't it?
I know it is. But I'm quite happy now, just plodding along, training, staying fit, staying healthy. Playing more football now. Start playing football with a guy called Liam Kilbride and his you know him, yeah. His team and all. They invited me along, so start playing that again. And I actually enjoy it.
So you're just doing things on your terms now?
Yeah. I stopped playing football because I didn't like the corruptness of it. You know, I didn't like it. Some people were playing because they were managers, best friends or whatever. But now there's nothing. It's just fun now. I haven't played for 15, 16 years, and this is my third time tonight.
What about Xander? What do you think Xander's going to get into? Do you think he's going to be a fighter? Do you think he'll be a football player?
No,
he's good at footy, isn't he?
He's small. He's keen. He's got like 42 goals this season.
42?
42. Over 2 teams. Wow. So he plays the Saturday League and the Sunday League. So he scored 42. So he scored 4 at the weekend. But he's very similar to me. He'll probably edge towards doing a bit of MMA just to keep fit and playing football. Yeah. And then he'll go where he goes, won't he?
Yeah.
He'll go where he goes. But he's very active in sport like myself. And I'm teaching him to play chess as well, so he's probably going to be a little version of me, innit? Just uglier.
Yeah, definitely be uglier. I mean,
uglier.
You can't. Our generation's we're just fine creatures, aren't we?
I don't know. If we had cameras back in them days, imagine that.
Me when we Burnley Wood Fringe.
Oh no.
You with your fucking big
Platted. Platted, bald head and fringe.
Platted it.
Phil Palmer did, didn't he? Never see him, yeah. He had a bald head with a fringe, platted with beads.
Wow.
Just had bruises all over his forehead.
Chris Chapman.
I think he had it. Ginger Jeff had it as well. Jeffrey Pounder, he had him. Like, my mum's got some photos of that actually. Jeff with a bald head and a big ass fringe.
Yeah, fucking hell.
So yeah, but I've had a good life so far, I must admit, and it's getting better. I've had a turmoil the last 8 years or so, 7 years. You know, bits of turmoil, but it's all coming out the other end now.
Yeah.
You know, got a strong mind, strong circle. Yeah. I accepted a few things myself.
And you've, and no doubt you've learnt some things to teach Xander as he grows.
Trying my best, you know. I mean, he's my greatest achievement, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Xander.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. He's a very good boy. So I won't get into what
He's a great kid.
He's a good boy. He's very, very generous and compassionate. A bit like your lad, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Just
otherwise you get beaten.
Yeah, just give him a good pasting, innit?
No,
we'll take him back to 80s and give him a good pasting. I always say to my lad, joking, I always say, yeah, listen, when you get to 16, I'm going to fill you in.
I don't know about that, Lee.
I know, probably fill me in now.
I don't know about that. He's taller than you, innit? How tall is he now? Is he 12, 13?
He's about 18 foot tall now.
How old is he?
I don't know, about 37
You don't know?
No, he's nearly 13.
Yeah, I remember him. Remember him being born and that lot. He's a good kid.
Who's your quick fire favourite fighter?
Of all time?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Fedor.
Least favourite?
Tito Ortiz, I'd say.
Yeah? Why?
Oh, wait a minute. Colby Covington. He's just a gobshite, isn't he?
Gobshite. Favourite footballer?
My favourite was Roberto Baggio.
Oh, God, is he the one that messed the penalty up? But he was amazing, wasn't he? I was remembering. Yeah, he was amazing. Yeah. Favourite place you've been? Where's the favourite place you've visited?
Thailand was pretty good.
Yeah. Was that in your Tong Po period?
No, it weren't in my Tong Po period. I went travelling with Fat Mate. Right.
Oh, yeah.
This is a good story.
Oh, go on.
And Fat Mate, we decided to go travelling, went to America, and Australia or New Zealand, and we ended up in Thailand. So we said we'd do some training. Anyway, so we did some training at Thai Gym Muay Thai. It's not like it was now, it was a bit of a shithole back then. So Fat Mick does a little bit. Right, and what it were with our clothes, you had to take your clothes in a bag and then get them washed at the laundrette place for like £1 or whatever it was, then get them back. Yeah. So he hadn't washed his clothes, so he only had some Thai boxing shorts. So he went on the night out in his Thai boxing shorts, right? And these Thais are going like that. Oh, no. Getting in that. Anyway, I thought, I'm going home because I'm training in the morning, 6 o'clock run and all, and he stayed out with a guy called Egg.
Right.
That was his name.
Good name,
Egg. And we found out later that Fat Mate were on the back of his moped, went to a nightclub with him, and he was used to be part of Mafia. So Fat Mate's on a night out with his car, with his Thai boxing shorts, and in a nightclub on the back of a moped.
With Mafia.
So that's probably, with Mafia boss.
Let's go.
So we had a proper good time there. That was a good experience in my life. That 3 months there. Went skydiving. He proposed while he was skydiving, the fucking knob.
What to you?
Not to me. He put his. So we thought Subway. Well, it's got lettuce on. It's got to be healthy. So we had a Subway nearly every day, right? And we put that much weight on when we smiled, we couldn't see. Right?
Because his cheeks pushing your eyes.
His cheeks pushing my eyes shut. So we did a skydive. Fat Bit rotated on his arm. Will you marry me? At the time, Irie and all that. Mm-hmm. When he's there with Cameron, because we were both fat, the fat on his eye, he couldn't read it.
Forearm bingo wing flapping.
Oh, we did all sorts. Went surfing. He had this big barge of a canoe. Not a canoe, a big barge of a surfboard.
Yeah.
Right, he's carrying it down on his head, down to the beach. Well, we had some good times.
Yeah.
But come full circle.
How did the Bamma Sinclair rivalry appear, and how did that develop? Because there was some funny.
We've always had a bit of banter with Palmers, haven't we? With Phil and Mark and that.
Yeah.
And we went to Ibiza. I think I'm sure it was Mark's 40th or something like that. And I just won that belt at Camden Town.
Right.
And someone's birthday, I think it was Phil's birthday, and we all went into the restaurant to get some food. And Mark Palmer pulled a cake out. He brought a cake in his luggage.
What the fuck?
I know. Anyway,
Holy Mark.
so we went on a night out and we went to karaoke. And there's a video on YouTube, Sinclair's versus Palmer's.
Right.
So we had a bit of a karaoke. So it sort of stemmed from there. Then I think Mick got a tattoo saying I hate Palmer's. Then I think Chantel got one.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm getting one on my ass.
Did you get one on your ass?
I got one on my ass. I'll send it you. So it says I hate Palmer's on my ass. So what we'd done, we're all going bowling. Anyway, I got this strike, so they're all cheering. Anyway, I just moaned at everyone, and they all like cheering. They all went, "Look close, it's I hate Palmer's. I'm gonna have my ass." I'll send you a picture of it.
All right, I believe you.
It's not on the hole.
I know it's not going to be on the fucking hole, though.
That'd sting a bit.
And it'd shock the tattoo artist, wouldn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Where do you want it? On the cheek? No, right at home. Get on there, get in there.
Dirty bastard. Yeah, so. Yeah, man.
There you go, mate. Love you, bro.